this is the right size. Alright, so hopefully you guys see me right now, and you guys should be seeing the screen. Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. As always, thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing. I know I haven't been on for a while. We had that big Christmas giveaway. As you can see, a lot of the items are still right here. We got to ship them out. I've given away, I think I've met 3 people so far for their prizes. So we're going to do a big shipping spree and ship everything out here in the next couple days. Just been real busy with the holidays, with family, and with work. So I've been fixing a bunch of heaters, try to get people heat for Christmas and New Year's. So, but with that being said, I've got a real big surprise for you guys. The boat is fixed. The boat is out of the shop. There's been a lot of improvements, so hopefully we don't need to buy a new fish finder. I'm going to take it out on a voyage probably Friday, and I plan on doing my Friday live stream from the lake or from the Delta, wherever I'm going to be at, and hoping to probably get like Keeping It Real on the boat with me. Maybe we'll do a live stream with the 2 of us out there. So that's probably the plan. Head out to the Delta. We'll do a daytime live stream, so it'll be a little bit earlier in the morning, so to speak. So keep your keep your notification bells checked, and I hope to be doing some really awesome stuff. So everybody's going to be getting their stuff shipped to them soon. Members only, you guys all won, so you guys are going to get your special gifts coming to you. All the people that won in our Christmas giveaway, I'll be mailing all your stuff out. I've gotten a hold of most of you guys, like TJ Noane, his fishing buddy, Brandon Balcom, Ronald Roquemore, the Funkin' CT, Mario, I think Gaming with Chronicles, Wheelchair Preacher, I think at Camsay. I think all of you guys have gotten a hold of me so far. Laramie, I believe, has. And I think Paul Leal and Colin James, I believe they've gotten a hold of me too. So we've got a bunch of guys who've gotten a hold of me through Instagram. And we have some people who've gotten a hold of me through like Facebook Messenger, stuff like that. So don't worry, we're going to be getting your guys' stuff out to you guys really soon. And I have a very special Christmas special to put together for you guys. I know it's going to be after Christmas, but basically all those toys that we donated, all the families that we took care of, we got a nice little special video for you guys. I'm going to probably be putting that out tomorrow. But members only, we're going to be putting a lot more effort into those videos next year. So members only live streams we're going to be doing out on the lakes, out on the water, taking you along, letting you see what's working. It's going to be a much more personal experience, while the normal live streams we're going to try to hopefully build the community and get more people to jump over into the members category and help us out over there and show your support. That's the biggest way you can help the channel. And also we have a members giveaway every month. So we do regular subscriber giveaways pretty frequently too, but not that frequently. We do more of the members there every month. So a lot of cool reasons to join, plus you guys get early access to all the videos. And with the boat out of the shop, it is about to be cracking. I'm not even kidding. This winter I got rain gear coming, so I've got some waterproof pants. I'm going to upgrade the boots. I'm going to upgrade the jacket. So I'm going to get out there this winter and just really hopefully put a working on them. We're going to do some big fish fishing this winter, so we're going to be looking for some mondos. So I'll be throwing a lot of swim baits and stuff like that, A-rigs and S-wavers, stuff like that. See if we can catch some of these big wintertime mamas for you guys. Also be trying to show you guys some of the top fishing techniques in the wintertime, stuff like the blade bait, LV500, jerk bait, flukes, drop shot, Ned rig, A-rig, and probably like a swim bait, and break those sets of lures down. Shaky head and a jig also works great, but I think that's pretty much my winter kit. You can use crankbaits during the winter. You just want to use them a lot slower and you want something with a tighter wobble. Rapala crankbaits kill it in the winter. Well, I find stuff like this works like 3/4 of the year from spring all the way to fall. Once it gets winter, I like a little tighter of a wobble. Blade bait, it's like next to impossible to beat a good blade bait. And of course, the secret technique, the float and fly. So we're going to be doing all that kinds of cool stuff for you guys and gals this winter. I'm excited to see if we can really do some evolving here on the channel, as far as I want to get out and do much more live streams on the water. So get out of this cave here, and when we do our live streams, actually get to hang out on the lake with each other. So it'll be interesting and fun to see how that goes. And then also, obviously, tips and tricks videos are going to pick right back up now that I've got the boat. I felt bad kind of doing tips and tricks videos when I didn't have the fish to back it up. So, I haven't been doing any whiteboard stuff lately. But now that the boat is out, I'm super excited. So this weekend, like I said, I'm going to be working on putting together, the first wintertime video of the new year. It'll probably come out right after the first. So we'll get out there, crack them, hopefully, and have a good time. So we're going to be hitting a bunch of different spots and lakes up. So I'll be fishing all over the place, and super excited. So I've got maybe to work some kinks out. The boat should all be fine, but I really want to see how the fish finder does with the battery being, taken care of and all that, and see if was it a loose connection, weak power, or is the fish finder toast. So we'll know all that here in a few, and then we'll have to upgrade that fish finder, and we'll let you guys come along, and we'll do a shopping experience, maybe picking out like best bang for the buck fish finder, see if I can either afford a live scope or something like that, or just a really nice high-end fish finder with down scan, side scan, and traditional sonar, along with like maps and stuff, and with like a Navionics chip or something like that. We'll either be looking for something like that or a cheap, affordable, but good live scope or something along that nature. So get out there and up our game. But if the current fish finder I have works, then we're just going to rock it and get out there. As a fish finder is extremely important in the fall and winter, when these fish, and in the summer too sometimes, but a lot of the time you can just pound the shoreline. You can do that almost all year long, just hit different parts of the shore and fish 25, 30 feet and shallower, and you'll find them. While they do tend to pull offshore and deeper in the wintertime, they become a lot trickier to catch for sure. So looking forward to the challenges this winter. I'm excited to let you guys know that the boat is finally out of the shop, and I have a lot of stuff I plan on bringing you guys and gals. So please forgive the lack of content for the last week or so, but we've had Christmas. We've been busy with work and getting the boat out. I was going to try to hold the secret until Friday, do a live stream out on the lake, but I'm super excited to just share it with you guys now and just bring you guys the great news that it's out of the shop. We're going to get out there and start damaging them. I've got a ton of stuff that I'm going to throw. So I've got some lures for me. I've got some rod socks to take care of all my gear and my stuff. I've got the rain gear all coming. So we're going to get all this stuff shipped out to you guys. We're going to have a Christmas video coming soon. And the first fishing video of the new year. Super excited. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Also, like I said, we're going to do a live stream from the actual delta or lake. Hopefully we're looking at going to the delta. So excited. Look for some great things coming from Common Sense Fishing this week and next week. And with that, I wanted to talk about, I'm not really, super selfish. I don't expect everyone to just watch me, and I'm not some kind of super pro, right? I'm good at fishing. I know the local lakes really well, And it's exciting to see somebody go out and try some new waters for the first time, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how fishing goes at a lot of the other places that I've been to, but I haven't been to a lot. Berryessa, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to branching out. You know, I was telling you guys the last few months, I really want to start doing some smallmouth fishing up in the Sierra Nevadas. So all that stuff's going to be happening soon. So I'll look forward to trying to get out to Bullard's Bar and do some big spotted bass fishing. We'll see how it goes, so stay tuned and make sure you smash that subscribe button if you're new here. We've got a lot of guys that came over from the UK. For you guys and gals, thank you very much for coming over, checking out the channel and supporting. But we're going to talk about some of my favorite fishing channels and yours favorite fishing channels. Now today, I don't have, I think I can bring it up, but I don't have the live chat right now going on. So super chat, let me know what you guys think. Leave chats in the comment. And also, you know, when the video is over, if you get a chance, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. What are your guys' favorite fishing channels? Hopefully besides Common Sense Fishing. And what do you guys like to watch, right? So comment below. But I'm going to take you through some of the channels that I find to actually be interesting, to have good content, and to break the content down in a way that it's easy to understand. So first channel I wanted to kind of put out there is Intuitive Angling with Randy Blaukat. This guy right here, he's a pro. He's, you know, pretty good bass fisherman. He's got 49,000 subs, and this guy gives out a lot of good information, good tips and tricks. He's, you know, reminds me of an old school fisherman. He has some great videos. So I would highly recommend checking his channel out, Randy Blaukat. And I'm going to also show you someone who he fishes with, and they do videos together a lot. Another great channel, which would be Fish the Moment, I believe. And he's got a little bit more, 123,000 subs. And this is the young
species of fish.
This is the young guy who does a lot of offshore angling. And he does a lot of comparative angling, and this guy's very analytical. You can see his thumbnails are pretty good. His videos get a lot of views. He knows how to let's say sell his channel, but also he does some really good commenting on like some pretty technical stuff. He doesn't just go out and fish and try to do like the best that he can. He actually will go out there and kind of prove stuff. He'll use his graphs. He'll show you on the maps where the fish were at, where they're moving, you know, how they look on Fish Finder. Just a lot of cool stuff that this kid does. He's a young angler, and if you look at it, you've got Fish the Moment Live, which is where they go live and stuff, and they do live stuff like we do here. And then you've got Intuitive Angling with Randy here. You can see the two channels are kind of associated, see? Great kid right here. He's got a lot of knowledge, so I'd highly recommend. I don't know why I'm not subscribed. To make sure I subscribe. I'm subscribed to Randy. So we got Fish the Moment and Randy Blaukat. Now another one I'm sure all of you guys know about. These guys are just fun to watch. They share a lot of stuff and break stuff down for you guys too. Tactical Bassin. They've been on the West Coast just smashing it at Clear Lake and places like that. Well, recently they've moved over to the East Coast, and now they've been doing a ton of videos over there on the East Coast. Their videos get a lot of traction, a lot of views as well. They know how to sell the channel. Matt and Tim are great fishermen, so all in all around a pretty dang good channel right here. So we got Tactical Bassin. Now this guy's got a ton. Ty Pig Patrol. He's got 297,000 subs. This guy basically just fishing for giant fish. He does a lot of ocean fishing and a lot of just different stuff. So as you can see right here in his header, this guy catches big fish, you know. That's what he goes out to do, and he's pretty successful at it. Great channel. He does some bass fishing, as you can see here, so he's got some nice bass, but he does a lot of other stuff, and I like anything that bites the hook. So man, and look at how huge this bass is right here. Goodness. So one of his biggest videos, it looks like. Well, look at 8 million sewer fishing with a huge rat lure. 8 million views. Wow. So great little channel here, Thai Pig Patrol. Give a shout out to him. Now one of my favorite is Brian Latimer. He's real down to earth. He's a pro. He gives out some good, good tips, and he tries to genuinely help. And he's got some funny, cool videos with him and his son. Oh, he wrecked his new boat. Oh, I'm not subscribed, huh? So one big thing is you notice a lot of these channels I watch and I wasn't even subscribed to. Big help if you subscribe to the channel. It just helps YouTube. It helps them, and helps them and the channel grow and become better. Same here. So if you guys or gals are finding this channel, please hit that subscribe and like button. And welcome to the channel if you're new. If you're not new and you're one of the returning viewers, I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. And we're going to go through some more. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this guy, or a lot of guys know this guy. Milliken Fishing, MFers. So he's got a lot bigger fish than that. So, but cool. Look at it. What do you have, that like ultra bag of like 40, 50 pounds? They were catching monsters on giant A-rigs. Yeah, right here. This rig should be the Atlas rig. They were using like double A-rigs though. Oh man, killing it. So, and look at here. Guilty as charged. So again, if you're watching my channel, big shout out and say thank you. Kindly hit that red subscribe button. Now, another angler I like watching, Mikey Balls Fishing. So he's got 71,000 subs. So a lot of these guys, 200 to 500,000 subs, and you can see they've got some pretty good videos here. Mikey doesn't have any in the millions yet, but this is a great channel to pick up some good information. A lot of these East Coast anglers and also Midwest sharing a lot of great knowledge here. So Mikey Balls, and then of course we got Greg Blanchard. Let's hit that subscribe button. So let's see, he's got some pretty up there. Oh, he doesn't have his populars, so you can't see. Because he's got some videos with some high view counts, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's been doing a great job fishing out of a kayak, just getting out there and doing his thing. So great example of somebody just fishing out of a kayak, doing their thing. He put a lot of years into where he's at. And I feel kind of stuck. I've been at 1,500 plus subs now for like 6 months. I grew really fast from 0 to about 1,500, got monetized, was able to offer memberships, all kinds of cool stuff, and do these live streams. Finally able to get a little paycheck every month, $80, $100 a month. Start somewhere, right? And so I'm looking at my whiteboard right now. But I'm just going to keep at it. I love doing this, and hopefully the algorithm will pick us up, and we'll get more traction as we do these toy drive giveaways every year, and we keep just trying to do awesome stuff, giveaways, giving out the best tips and tricks that I can, being honest, and trying to produce good content. I think you tie all those things together, and it's eventually a win-win situation. So Greg Blanchard's been putting a lot of work into his channel, so a lot of respect there. And last but not least, let's get into some of the smaller channels that I like. So I like going to this guy's channel, and I drop in and super chat him all the time. So let's give Local Marks Fishing a big shout out if you guys get a chance, and maybe give him a subscribe. Yeah, see, subscribed. I drop in and give him super chats all the time. Let's see here. So he does a lot of live streaming. I bet you'll see.
Leon, time to fly.
Oh no, I'd have to play the video, and I'll get what do you call it? I'll get copyright striked. Local Marks Fishing, though, guys, great channel. UK, you get to hear the guys talking a lot of accent. You know, it's pretty cool hearing the UK accent, and then when they're super chatting, everybody calls everybody an absolute legend. I love it. Like the slang that they have over there, instead of, man, you're awesome, or you're this, or you're that, you're an absolute legend. I love hearing it. Common sense, you're a legend. Thanks for the super chat. And he plays music, so every time you super chat, he'll bust out his guitar and play a little song for you, or his harmonica, or whatever. So a cool little channel right here. Go check out Local Marks Fishing if you get a chance. And this guy right here has been really trying hard to grow his channel, and I like supporting it. He's halfway there to his 1,000 subs to get monetized. He's got 538. He knows how to market his channel. Look at this. He's got a cool little header here, and as you can see, his thumbnails are not bad. I think he just needs to, in my opinion, focus a little bit better on quality content, meaning get out there, try to catch some fish, and then catch the fish on YouTube, right? And then break down what you're doing, give an example of it. Try to have less video of you like staring at stuff, or like struggling with stuff, or breathing while you're doing stuff, and focus on the actual content. He's a great YouTuber. I like supporting him. Reminds me of my dad, and he's got a lot of drive in him. So you can see here, he doesn't get a ton of views, but I support his channel, and I'd recommend you guys, go check his channel out, leave him a like and a subscribe, and let him know Common Sense Fishing sent you. So he's got shorts, look at that. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. So one of my little channels I like to go check out right here, Terrible at Fishing. Now there's some local guys like Tyler Frey. He's got his YouTube channel. You go check that out if you'd like. We'll show you guys that. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. Tyler Frey. Yeah, I'm subscribed. He's got 4.6. He's not been doing bad. So here's him and Ryan Cook out at Kelsey with a 8-fish bag. That's awesome. But yeah, I used to have a whatchamacallit. I had a membership out there, but they sold the place. So womp womp womp. Yeah, Tyler Frey's a cool guy though. I haven't done any fishing with him, but hey, support local. You got In Deep on the Delta. with Steve Cooper. So he's got 4.3. He does a fishing report basically out of the Delta, like every other day basically, or once a week. I think if I could give these guys some advice, do you notice that they have their main trailer, channel trailer, and then they have their uploads, while some of the other channels have multiple different things. So they'll have uploads, popular, they can create different playlists. So I like to go here to mine really quick, and I need to create more playlists and do a better job of separating them. But if you see right here, we got me live right now, and we've got my uploads, we got my live, we got popular, we got members only, and we got shorts. So I try to diversify, have a couple of different playlists available so you guys can see my most popular, the funniest fishing video ever, 32,000 views, cracked heat exchanger 24,000, boat crash on the Delta 8.3, and Lake New Melones is on fire 3.9, catching a double-digit monster bass 2.9, pre-spawn fishing. So you guys can see these are some of my more popular videos here. This is a really good one right here. Lake New Melones is on fire. We caught a ton of bass that day, and I think it was really right around the same time, December 19th. Yep. So this is what we need to go do right now, is get out there to New Melones, and we were basically Ned rig and drop shotting in 0 to about 25 feet, and we found a lot of fish shallow, and we were also LV 500 and drop shotting in 50, 60 feet of water, and we had a great time. So I think in the OBS studio, I think I can adjust. Let me see if I can adjust our streaming software to shrink the size of the video here. Let's see, display capture. Let's see if I can. Nope. I want to try to, let's see here. I don't want to screw up the stream. I'll play with it, but I'd like to be able to adjust this screen and make it a little bit smaller. Ooh, look at that. Wrong side of the head. Oh, I need some makeup, right? Makeup. Pimple. Anyways. Alright. Now we can see our streaming activity here. Hey, we do have our people here. Cali Bear, Mike Dozier, Paul, Brian. Gotta remove that. Let's see here. Damien Thau is another local fisherman who's a stick. I haven't heard of his channel. We'll have to check it out here. What's up, Anthony? Nice to see you on. How's it going? Keeping it real? So look at our comment section's pretty low right now. We had up to 6 people in. Looks like we're at 3 or 4 right now. Oh man, which is not optimal. Open widget. Well, then it says streaming health is good. What the hell? Welcome to my world, folks. So anyways, taking you guys behind the scenes. And I know I haven't been on for a while, so probably don't have a ton, not going to have a ton of people on tonight. And I'm usually on 7 to 9. Wanted to jump on early. It's also Tuesday, so it's not one of my normal days. We usually do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I was so excited, I just couldn't help, telling everybody that the boat is out of the shop and can't wait to get out there, put a hurting on them. So I'm super excited. Wanted to turn you guys on to some of the local channels and some of the other fishing channels that I like. And we're going to talk about some of the best winter fishing tips that I can give you. And I'm going to try to tie it all together with a nice pretty bow. And we're going to end up short today because I was just doing this more as a live stream what would you say, like a heads up, let you guys know what we got coming, and let you know that I haven't forgot about you. And members only, stick around. We're gonna have something cool for you guys coming soon, so don't forget, smash that subscribe and like if you're new here. And for those of you who are members, I really appreciate your support. Your guys' stuff will be out in the mail soon, but we're gonna do some members only live streaming from the lake, where I'm gonna try to be a little more intuitive with you guys, let you guys know exactly what we're doing. Also, as you know, we do that for the regular subs, but I'll try to save some really good stuff just for you guys. So, you know, some of my best stuff, we'll try to make sure that we cut it for the members only stuff. Now, top 10 wintertime fishing lures and matched with their tactics, because fish can be anywhere at any given time of the year or day. And we'll give you an example, except for usually spawn. So in the summer, winter, fall, whatever, fish can be out over 100 feet of water, suspended in 10, right underneath the surface, down 40, 50, 60 feet, over 200-300 feet, over 100 feet, whatever. They can be all over the place, hugged to shore, which is where usually they're at, but they'll move out into the open. And there's a couple of things that will dictate their behavior. Bait fish is primarily one of them, but you have to understand how bait fish react to things in like temperature change, oxygenation change, turnover, stuff like that. And also there's a couple of rules of thumb. So one of them, let's just say right off the bat, that when the lake level is dropping, the fish tend to pull out. So if you have a couple of weeks of some wet weather, some rain, so here's something to remember. I'm going to tie all this together. The lake level is going to go up. But traditionally, even if you're having rain constantly, the dams still got in most lakes to either generate electricity, so they're kicking out enough water to power certain stuff, or the river systems below have to maintain a certain water level, so they're constantly letting water out. So what will happen is during the winter time, the lakes will do a lot of this. And what happens is your lakes don't actually fill up in the winter. They fill up when the snow on the mountain starts melting and the snow melt rushes into the lake. Then the lake will drastically rise until it peaks, and then it'll start slowly draining throughout the summer and fall. So in the wintertime, you'll have a lot of the lake rising and then the lake dropping, the lake rising and the lake dropping. So here's one thing to remember. Traditionally, usually when the lake drops, the fish will pull out. When the lake level rises, the fish will go shallow. Even in the winter, almost all times a year, they'll follow these patterns. Another thing is, and it can tie in with the summer as well, fish will tend to want to be on steeper shoreline in the winter, where they can move up and down and change depth without having to do a lot of swimming to do it. So they prefer usually steeper shore. Not always, but it's a great place to start and to rule out. And you'll find them on long tapering points in the summertime too, especially. But spotted bass and largemouth can have some different behaviors. They'll roll together too a lot of the time. But sometimes you might find some monster largemouth are shallow when the rest of the fish are deep, or they're on long skinny points while the rest are on rock walls. Because when you have fish that eat trout, kokanee, salmon, stuff like that, these are big fish that usually eat big bait fish. They are going to probably set up a little bit differently than the 1 to 4 pounders that are chasing schools of bait fish and that are eating certain other food. And those fish will, 3 or 4 pounder can still eat a trout, right? Even a 2.5 pounder might try. And a 10 pounder will still eat a small bluegill or a crawdad, so they'll still fall for a jig, hence my double digit on a jig, right? So there's lots of ways you can get them, but it seems to be when the fish hit about 3.5, 4 pounds to 5 pounds, depending on the fishery, they start breaking off from those massive schools of smaller fish. Or either, I guess what happens is enough fish either die or get ate or caught, where once you get to a certain age, there's not as many of them. And a lot of big fish will roll together too sometimes. Fish will usually, it's almost like gangs at school, right? Like we're kids, all the 8th graders and 7th graders are hanging out together while the 6th graders are kind of like the 5th graders about to go in, right? And in high school, the seniors are in their little group. You maybe the juniors and sophomores in theirs, and then the freshmen in their group, right? Well, you'll have groups of bass that'll hang out that'll be this year's fry, right? Maybe then you'll have another group that consists of last year's fry or the last 2 years' fry. So like 1 to 3 pound fish, 1 to 2 pound fish are going to hang in giant packs. Then you might find a rat pack of 3 pounders. But once you hit that 4 pound range, the fish seem to be much more solo, much more, all right, I'm going to do what I'm going to do now. It just, in my opinion, I find that you don't usually see a school of a bunch of 10 pounders. You do, they'll do that, and it's rare to see them, but you'll see that happen. But a lot of times, in my instances, in my luck, I've stumbled across just random monster bass that were hanging out doing their own thing. So you can't rule out fishing shallow, and it's not a good idea to also rule out fishing deep. You just got to really get out there and do a few different things. Fish the moment, read the weather patterns, the lake level, the temperature, and then fish and let your, and the fish finder is really important. Are you seeing fish on your graph? Is there a lot of fish on your graph? Are you seeing them on certain areas predominantly? Do you go to other areas and notice there's no fish on your graph, and then when you're at others you seem to notice there's fish? Put that information together. Like, are you seeing fish on main lake points but not over here, or vice versa? Then that can tell you what parts of the lake to start focusing on, what depths to focus on. Are they suspended? If you're not, maybe they're hugged to the bottom, or they could be right up shallow. So don't rule out casting in 1 inch of water and working down. Don't put yourself in a box. So with that being said, I know I covered a lot, but that's how fishing can be. One day can be, one way, and the next day can be another. And you need to be open to those changes so that you can adapt and stick with those fish. And so some of the tropes, again, when the lake level raises, fish go shallow, lake level drops, fish pull off. Cold water temperature, fish are going to want things one of either two ways. Extremely slow. So if you're bottom bouncing, if you're reaction, swimming a big spinner bait or an A-rig, you can catch a lot of big bass on that this time of year. Just use it real slow towards the bottom. Things like the LV 500, jigs, just usually it's a slower presentation. Or they want things really erratic. Like the fish could be lethargic, chilling there. Not really, you have to turn it on. You have to make it want to eat, which is where the things like a jerk bait, a blade bait, an LV 500 rip bait come in handy. So they want things really moving fast and darting, and then sometimes long pauses. So if you're using a jerk bait in the winter, sometimes one of the keys is giving it up to 15 second, 10 second, 15 second pauses. Pop, pop, and then just wait. And you'd be surprised. You sit there about 10 seconds in, you're about ready to boom, and then your pole just gets whack. Like, oh shit. Like literally, fish will sit there and study your jerk bait for like 10 seconds and decide to crush it. So it's real important to not put yourself in a box. Now, a couple of tropes to please remember when it gets, okay, so when it's cold as hell, so we're talking wintertime, so when it's cold and there's no wind, there's no clouds, and it's bluebird skies, that's when I tend to notice fish are deeper, slower, they want things moved slow. When there's rain, when there's wind, when there's cloud cover, that's when in the wintertime, and it could be cold as hell, same, just as cold. But you have that condition where you have some wind now, you have some rain. That's when I like to fish a lot faster as far as like a jerk bait, a blade bait, and I'm going to fish it a little bit more erratic and with some movement. Obviously it's winter, so you're going to let things die and kill and slow them down a bit, but that's when I'm going to fish those types of lures. So For example, I'm fishing a place like Success, let's say, in the winter, and there's vegetation, or the Delta, and there's vegetation, there's grass, there's weeds still, and I pull up and it's a bluebird sky, and it's real freezing cold, and I can't bite on anything. I'm going to drag a Cinco or a jig or a drop shot. I'm going to fish weed edges, boulders. I'm going to fish all over the place, but I'm going to fish slow. Same kind of conditions, but then now let's just say wintertime, same place, Success or the Delta or something like that, or Salt Springs, right? And there's a lot of weeds and stuff in the water. Then Salt Springs or the Delta would be better example of those. Then, and I had a lot of wind and some rain maybe, or cloud cover. Even if it's clear, but I got a lot of wind, I'm pulling something like a rattle trap, an LV 500, or a jerkbait out. So those are some of the things to really remember. And then the other thing is they want a tighter wobble in the winter instead of a wide wobble. And last but not least, two different tips. 3 different ones, let's say. Match the hatch. So if the fish are keyed in on something, if you got fish that are eating trout, throw a big swim bait. If you got fish that are eating little shad, little threadfin shad, then throw a little threadfin shad looking bait. But 2 things to consider. Throughout the year, the fish have been eating the bait fish. So the schools of bait fish are getting smaller and smaller. Then the cold starts to kill some of the bait fish off, and they'll die off. And the bait fish schools get smaller and smaller. So one of the reasons a lure has rattles in it is to mimic a school of fish, because they rub against each other and they make all this noise while they're underwater, like right? So when you've got a smaller school and the fish aren't as tightly packed, or they're not as loud, that's why sometimes a blade bait may outshine an LV 500, because they want stuff silent. So wintertime, when it gets into the dead of winter, is a great time to switch to your silent baits. If you're using a crankbait, use a Rapala. Use one without a rattles. Use a wooden one, no rattles. You want to use a jerkbait? Try going to a jerkbait with no rattles. You want to use an LV 500 or a rattle trap? Go to one that's silent. Or throw a blade bait, because there's less noise and activity in the winter, and sometimes that loud can actually kind of push the fish off or scare them from your lure. It's less authentic. Another thing to think of is the bait fish, or whatever. Let's say you're talking hitch, or you're talking threadfin shad. They started out X big at the beginning of the year, and there are massive schools of them. And now they're getting died off and killed off to smaller. However, 1 year of growth. Now, the bait fish have gone from, let's say, this to this. So, a couple of things is to also up your profile, believe it or not. That will get you some of the bigger fish in the lake. And again, try to match the hatch, though, because if your lake's filled with threadfin shad, they may have gone from 2 inches to 3 or 4 inches now, and that's it. But that may make a difference. So if you're throwing a Kitech and you were throwing a 2.5 or 2.8, maybe it's time to throw the 4-inch. So, keep that in mind, that throughout the year, things die. So at the end of the year, if it's still alive, it's usually bigger. So that's why they say that wintertime is the time to throw big baits, like swim baits, stuff like that. Plus, with the lake turnover, there's going to be a lot of trout that come shallow and come to the surface. And there's going to be a lot of big bass that will follow those trout, or will set up in ambush spots for those trout. So don't put yourself in a box. Don't think you have to drop shot 40 to 50 feet deep. Don't think that you have to do anything. Get out there, fish, and find out what works for you. Because here's the crazy thing. We can all be out on a lake on a given day. And one guy can be tossing the jerk bait, one guy the blade bait, one guy the LV 500, next guy's floating, flying. And you guys can all catch a limit of 5, come into the scales, and be relatively close, and might have a couple guys that knock it out the park. And it's mostly going to be because of location. It's going to be because they found where the bigger, better fish are at. Because once you find those bigger, better fish, you can probably, even if they're keyed in on trout, you can probably antagonize them or get them to bite if you just follow them and stay with them. Throwing different stuff like blade baits, LVs, whatever you want, a jig, whatever floats your boat. However, there are certain winter lures, right? You're not going to throw a lot of top water in the winter. You might, and there are times for it, so keep your eyes open. You're probably not going to throw a lot of spinner baits or swim baits, or things like crank baits and chatter baits in the winter if you're swimming them. Usually you're going to want things that are either on the bottom and slow, or they have the ability to be worked slow, or you're going to want to use things that, whether they're on the bottom or suspended, have erratic movements that can also be killed, so you get that reactionary bite. While in the summertime, you can take a frog, or you could take a crankbait, and you can just cover water, and you can get a lot of big fish to crush your stuff. In the wintertime, it can be a lot more tricky. And the other thing is the wintertime can be make or break, feast or famine, where you could be trying every tip and trick that I've given you, but the fish just may not be in those areas of the lake that you're fishing. They may all be upriver, or you could be upriver, they may all be down by the dam, or on main lake points, and you're fishing in the backs of creeks, or vice versa. Sometimes fishing is can be challenging trying to figure them out. That's why, not everybody's a pro, not everybody's rich and famous doing fishing, right? We'd all love to, but it's a challenge. That's part of the fun of fishing. You're not going to go out every day and just destroy them. And if you do, great. You need to tell me what you're doing, because I'll listen. But, so I took you guys through some of the channels that I watch. I'm pretty picky about who I do support and watch on YouTube. There's a lot of other channels, but there may be channels that kind of turn me off because of just too much foul mouth or too much certain things. You also got guys who are like too professional or too cocky or too know-it-all. And then you've got the silver spoons that, hey, I mean, I don't got nothing against you if you're well off in life. More power to you. That's where I want to be. But it's like when you're the son of a famous fisherman like Scott Martin, you're Roland Martin's son, it's like, hey, I want to watch the guy that clawed and scraped and fought his way to that position, rather than someone who's kind of handed it to them, kind of, where Pops has probably got a pole in your hand since you were a baby, and you've had the benefit of fishing out of $100,000 bass boats your whole life, with all the top lures and gear, with all the top pros, and your dad and everybody giving you all the secrets of the trade. While there's folks that really had to go out there and earn their stripes. It's just the underdog story, right? More respectable. So I'm not a big Lake Fork guy anymore. Guggen Squad, Demolition Ranch guys. Just these guys, with their big lifted trucks and boats and they're again, I got a big truck too and a boat, but I'm just saying, the kind of feel like the guys that maybe didn't deserve it or were handed to them. I don't know. And I don't got nothing against them either. I'm not talking smack about them. So I don't go around and say Guggen baits are trash, or I don't go around being negative to these channels either. So I want that to be understood. It's just like what I do or don't support, and where I will or won't push people or say, hey, go check that channel out. I tend to leave certain channels alone, but that's my reasoning. Whether it's right or wrong, it's just like, hey, some channels I feel probably deserve it a little more than others. Streaming today. So look, it looks like my streaming might have kicked out on and off. So I'm trying to do some streaming, playing around with the difference between using a streaming software like this and then something like going live through YouTube software. There's actually a difference And this is technically streaming when you're using like a third party or a different software program, and you run your video and your audio through that. Gives you some abilities to do some effects and some other things to your video, and then it goes to YouTube where it's then broadcast. While a YouTube Live is you're going through YouTube's video directly. There's no third party streaming software. Now streaming is probably the future of YouTube and live, but it's a little bit harder for me to work with by myself. While if I go on the YouTube Live software, it's a little more basic and there isn't certain things I can do on there. But you know, I don't have the ability to share my screen and do stuff like that with you guys and gals. So I remember last time we were doing this, we were going on Google Earth and breaking down fishing spots. That was pretty cool. So let's see here what we got going on. This is another thing I want to offer on my memberships is once a month, maybe or twice a month or once a week, we'll do a members only live stream, and we'll let the members choose a place to break down and talk about where I think the fish would be in that lake, why I think they would be there, and kind of show you guys what I know about the lakes, break them down for you guys, because I know these lakes very well. McClure, Don Pedro, Tulick, and Tulick and New Maloney's. So the top of Pedro, if you look right here, looks almost exactly like Tulick. This little section and this little section. But Pedro is a massive lake. However, Valley Springs, New Hogan, Pardee, Comanche. Where is Amador? Amador, where you at? There's Salt Springs. I could tell by the shape of that place, like a Christmas tree or something almost. Where is? I'm a fool. Why can't I find it? Amador is over here by Comanche somewhere. What the hell? Rancho Seco. Oh, I want to go fish this place so bad right here. I'm going to take a raft and go to Rancho Seco for sure. That's on my plan this year to spawn. I'm going to go to Rancho Seco and see if I can well, how the hell did I miss Pardee? I mean Amador. Here, let's search it up. Search Amador, Lake Amador, because I don't know how I missed it. Oh, that's why. Damn thing's so small. Great little lake though right here, man. Nothing but largemouths in there. No spotted bass. Great little lake. Reminds me exactly. We'll take you to another one down here. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, that one. Lake Amador reminds me a lot of like this lake right here. Lake Eastman. Largemouth only. No spotted bass. And there's monsters in there. Lake Amador is those smaller and it's mostly rock. Well, Lake Eastman's got a ton of trees and wood in it. So I think Eastman can be tougher to fish sometimes. I've only been to Amador a couple times, but both times I did great there. So anyways, we're going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff like that. We'll be taking you guys along a lot of cool fishing trips. So looking forward to a great next year. And I appreciate everybody's support. We're going to get off now, but you guys, all you guys who won something, your gifts, your lures will be on the way. I have not forgot about you. I have the Christmas special I'm going to be working on probably tonight to release tomorrow, and a special live stream out at the lake or out at the Delta. I'm working on putting all my fishing gear back together, so I'm being real busy, so I apologize that I've missed out, but we'll see you guys and gals on the next adventure, so thanks for watching.